What's up, Guardians? Profane here. Thanks for checking out the video. With this upcoming weekly reset, Prophecy will take over as the active Rite of the Nine dungeon, which means all 4 of its updated legendary weapons will be available to farm. This has been the week that most players have been waiting for, as the Prophecy weapons have historically been some of the most powerful options in both Crucible and PvE content. The newly updated versions of these weapons will come in a variety of tiers. You'll be able to get holofoil versions, adept versions, and versions with multiple trade options. Figuring out which perks to keep and which to get rid of can be a stressful process, so today we're going to be taking an in-depth look into each of the 4 Prophecy weapons so that you know what to keep and what to dispose of. Before we get started, if you do end up enjoying the video, then be sure to hit that like button down below, along with the subscribe button if you're new. Both are greatly appreciated. This new batch of Prophecy weapons will continue to offer the Crossing Over Origin trait, but you'll have the option of Gravity Well if you so choose. With Crossing Over providing us with increased weapon damage when at the bottom half of the magazine, there's just not a reason to use anything else. The first updated Prophecy weapon that we'll check out is the Judgment. This is an adaptive framed 140 RPM stasis hand cannon. It's gotten a few minor adjustments to bring it more in line with other adaptive framed hand cannons. One of the most notable changes is the increase in its base magazine size. It was 9, but now it's 11. The Judgment should make for a decent Crucible weapon, especially with fast draw and accurized rounds as magazine and barrel options. But with its available combinations of 3rd and 4th column traits, I don't expect to see this making any waves in the PvE. The best PvE combinations that this will offer include Demolitionist with Paracausal Affinity and Headstone with Rhyme Stealer, but I'd much rather equip Midnight Coup, Nation of Beasts, or Luna's Howl. When it comes to Crucible options though, we have Keep Away with Opening Shot, so you're getting a ton of improvements towards reload speed, accuracy, range, and aim assist, all the things that you need to improve your performance against other players. You would just be missing out on a damage bonus, so you could go with Precision Instrument instead of Opening Shot. That way you'd grant yourself with a stacking bonus in damage as you land consecutive precision shots. Up next is the Relentless High Impact Pulse Rifle, and I'm really excited about this one. This is a strand pulse, and it fires out at 340 RPM. The only thing that I don't like about this weapon is its gaudy recoil, but with Arrowhead Break, we would provide it with a 30-point increase, which would make its recoil much more vertical, providing us with more consistent precision on consecutive shots. And with Flared Magwell, we'd smooth out our stability and handling, while giving this a 15-point bump in reload speed. I'm most excited about this weapon's potential applications in PvE, as we have a lot of standout options in both columns, but there's also a few traits that would make this a viable option in Crucible, like Keep Away with Headseeker, which would increase precision damage after landing body shots. But when it comes to PvE, the combination that I'm most excited about is Firefly with Elemental Honing. We do have options like Slice, Tear, and Hatchlings, but those have become pretty common traits on strand weapons. Elemental Honing is going to provide us with a stacking bonus in weapon damage as we use different energy types. As we mentioned before, this is a strand weapon, and Firefly triggers a solar explosion, which means that without any other energies getting applied, we'd be able to start at the 2nd tier of damage, which would give us a 10% increase right off the bat. And as we incorporate other energy types, we'll build that up to as much as a 35% increase. And with it applying both light and dark based damage, we'd be able to regenerate Transcendency a lot faster whenever using Prismatic. Up next we have the Sudden Death Shotgun, and this could very well become the best PvE shotgun in Destiny. It's an aggressive framed void shotgun that fires out at 55 RPM, and after landing final blows, this weapon's rate of fire will increase. When it comes to magazine and barrel options, we're looking for Smooth Bore and Tactical Mag, but when it comes to 3rd and 4th column traits, we have a lot of great options to go with. Repulsor Brace and Destabilizing are always a great combination with void weapons, but this is a shotgun, so I think it'd be better for us to focus towards optimal damage. And with a rare combination of 1-2 punch and trench barrel, this would give melee-centric builds an incredible advantage, as you'd be able to maintain a consistent bonus in melee and shotgun damage. And keep in mind that this weapon does deal bonus damage on the bottom half of its magazine. We do have options of Envious Assassin getting paired up with Redirection, which is an interesting combination, and it could prove to be a very viable option whenever you have a lot of yellow bar enemies mixed into the equation, like you would see in Lost Sectors and Nightfalls. But it's 1-2 Punch and Trench Barrel that really stand out as must-have traits. With that said, we move on to our final updated prophecy weapon, and that is the Prosecutor Auto Rifle. It's a precision-framed auto rifle firing out at 450 RPM. It's got great range, and it's a very accurate weapon, but you'll want to make sure to have arrowhead break to mitigate its recoil, with either ricochet or high caliber rounds as our magazine option. The new version of Prosecutor comes with a few familiar traits like Volt Shot and Dragonfly, and that's going to continue to be a solid performing combination. But I'm most excited about the synergy that this will have with our current artifact, and its focus on bolt charges, because we have the option of going with Rolling Storm, which will build up stacks of bolt charges as we defeat enemies. And we can pair that with Subsistence, which is going to return ammo directly to the mag after landing final blows, allowing us to trigger bolt charges much more often and reducing how often we have to reload. We could even pair Subsistence with Onslaught, which would ramp up this weapon's rate of fire to around 700 RPM. We've got some really spicy options out of these new Prophecy weapons, so you need to be sure to get on next week, jump into Prophecy, and get yourself some of these powerful and beautiful weapons. And before you head into the new version of Prophecy, be sure to attune whichever weapon you're after. That brings us to an end of today's video, but I'd love to hear your thoughts about these new Prophecy weapons and which ones you're most excited about. Let us know down in the comments. Thank you as always for checking out the video. If you enjoyed and found it helpful, then be sure to hit that like button below, along with the subscribe button if you're new. Both are greatly appreciated, and both really do help support the channel. And until next time, Guardians, this has been Profane, wishing you all some happy hunting.